You want to discover the secret to finding incredible deals on unique electronics and vintage collectibles in Japan? Well, now's your chance to get the inside scoop. I'm taking you on a deep dive into another hard off in Tokyo that I've never been to before. Join me as we unearth hidden gems and rare finds that'll make any collector's heart skip a beat. Welcome to Hard Off Kohan Keiyo Funabashi into store.
We are on our way to the station now for the next stop. Yeah, first time taking the monorail. Such a small car. The capacity 22, but it just got here pretty early. Coming up to the next store now, and it's a pretty nice sunset. All right, we're here.
Hey man, say man, back at y'all again today man with another hard off walkthrough. Without further ado, we're not wasting any time, going straight for the game that we're missing. We're looking for a copy of Leaf Green CIB. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we got lucky at this store, but there's still plenty left to see, so let's dive straight into the console cabinet that's right here by the CIB game. This showcase is absolutely loaded with PS Vitas, PSPs, 3DSs, 2DSs, Nintendo DS Lites, and even original DS models. And yes, that's right, that is an Animal Crossing Special Edition 3DS on the corner there for just 16,000 yen. That's about $100 US, and it's honestly not a bad price. Here on the bottom shelf, they have a couple CIB DS Lites and a Graphite CIB original DS for 8,000 yen. That's honestly not a bad deal. The Switch cabinet doesn't have anything too overwhelming in it, so we're gonna go ahead and check out what they have to offer on the game side. And boy, is this aisle stacked. You can tell there is a complete wall of games to look at, and it's easy to spot a Pokemon game. Right there off the bat, they got Platinum, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver staring right directly at you. Here they have a large section of loose accessories here on a wall for you to go through, picked out in these bags and conveniently price labeled in the top left corner. They got an ASCI fight pad there too, which is always nice to see, a bunch of Nintendo controllers, and then I did see this Mario Club silver box that I haven't seen before. I honestly don't even know what that is. Let's go ahead and continue the walkthrough and see if we can find that copy of Leaf Green, man. That is mainly what I'm looking for. The only game I need to finish off my collection is going to be Pokemon Leaf Green. So hopefully we can find it eventually at one of these hard offs, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case today. Hold up, take a look at these micros. It's not every day you see a Super Robot War or a Final Fantasy micro. They also do have a couple unique consoles in here like a Wonder Swan, and not to mention the special edition boxed Game Boy Pocket. Any Game Boy Pocket you see in a special edition box is definitely a rare find nowadays. Back on their wall, taking one final look and seeing what we can see, and of course there is no Leaf Green, but they do have a ton of 64 games. Go ahead and pause the video and zoom in if you need to take a look at some of those titles, because they had a ton. They also had an abundance of loose Nintendo cartridges. Super Nintendo and Nintendo Famicom system cartridges were of abundance here. And they had a bunch of consoles down below too, like this boxed Watermelon 64. You definitely don't see those every day. Not to mention that complete display 64 with the rolling cart right next to it for just 16,000 yen. That's a pretty good deal if you're there in Japan. Anytime I make my way down one of these console aisles, it's really important I try to take my time because it's a lot to take in. Some stuff you'll overlook, like this completely tarnished Ice Blue 64. It almost looks like it's half jungle green. That's pretty crazy. Up above they had a bunch of box consoles too, but for now I want to go take a little bit more of a deep dive into these loose accessories, their bottom box consoles, and then also their game wall as well. Now you can tell they do have an abundance of games for every console, but specifically I do want to see if they have a copy of Soul Silver or Heart Gold that are boxed, other than just the loose dogs that are sitting right here. These stores have so many different games, and if you don't speak Japanese or read Japanese natively, it's definitely harder to pick up on these titles when they're just there on the wall like that, and you gotta read them by the spines. So if you need to, don't hesitate to go ahead and flip each one of them out of the rack to check out the title on the front of the case if you need to figure out what that is. But they did have one box copy of Soul Silver CIB, and it wasn't at a bad price either. You can tell they are in the line for just 7,700 yen after tax. you should snag that up if you're looking for it. It's always nice to see a box copy of Soul Silver, and they do have a ton of 3DS Pokemon games as well. You can tell all these games right here in this line are Pokemon games for the 3DS. They have a ton of Switch games, but unfortunately nothing that I'm looking for in particular. But I did want to point out that they also have a ton of box consoles, kind of more modern consoles like PS3s, PS4s, Move controllers, Xbox Ones, and stuff like that here as well. It's a really wide variety of just about any console and system that you can think of. You can probably find it here if you want to purchase one at a hard off store when you're in Japan. It's about that time. Let's go check out that junk section. More often than not, junk sections like the one featured in this video have a showcase of their own. This one was no slouch. They have a wide variety of items like a Switch Lite, Nintendo DS, 3DSs, and a couple original model DSs as well. Not to mention that boxed DS Lite in the back. One thing that I really like to collect are older iPods, and that's something that you can often find here in the junk sections at these stores. Older iPods often need a battery or screen replacement, and that's a pretty easy task if you know what you're getting yourself into. In this case, they had an iPod that I had to get pulled. Aside from the showcases, let's go ahead and take our stroll into the main aisle of the junk sections. Can you see all the consoles they have from original Nintendos? Even a box Switch right there in the junk section. Guitars, CDs, vinyls, PlayStations, controllers, accessories, remotes. They really have a little bit of everything. These junk sections are a treasure trove for any collector, and right here in the bins are where you find some of the hottest deals and best prices that you can find anywhere in the entire store. Most of these items are individually priced, and other sections indicate the price by a rubber band. Some of these items are priced as low as 110 yen, but remember, this is the junk section, so whatever you buy, make sure that it's up to your satisfaction, or you try it out to make sure it works beforehand, because all items sold in the junk section are conditioned as is, final sale, no returns. Let's go ahead and keep up this walkthrough strong and see what else they have here in the bins before we round up the rest of the store and make our purchases. You can tell they have controllers for a little bit of everything from Super Nintendo to Xbox 360 and even Nintendo Wii. They got a box full of power supplies right here for the old 64, Wii. They even have a box down below of random discs, carts, and a tray of UMDs down there as well. Right here above the bins, they had a bunch of consoles, so I wanted to take a few minutes to check out what consoles they had here as well. Even a random hard drive, 2.5 terabyte they had just thrown in there. At first glance, I thought this PS2 Slim was a special edition, but the box was actually just super faded. As soon as I pulled it out, I was like, oh, okay, that is actually just a standard 1000 model console, but it is super faded. Notably, they did have a white console complete in box as well there in the junk section. A Mario Kart game for the Wii with the wheel, and whatever this is for the PSP. Gonna put that right back where we found it. They did also have an Ocean Blue PS2 there in the junk section for just 8,800 yen. Before I get out of this store and go make my purchases, I'm curious to see what else they have to offer. So let's go straight down the middle and to the left side of the store, which is going to be the Hobby Off. I want to take a quick glance over there to see if I can find any other iPods, and sure enough I did. Right there in the front for just 3,300 yen, I find one of the iPod Touches I have been looking for. This is the Product Red Special Edition. Those used to be pretty hard to get back in the day. Unfortunately, this store will be closing soon, so I don't have the time to do a deep dive into the card section, but I was glad that I made my way over to the Hobby Off site to snag up this iPod. The last thing I want to do before I get out here is give you a complete walkthrough of the guitar section. Now, if you're a musician, Hard Off stores have a huge amount of musical equipment for you to choose from. Just take a look at this electric wall. From Les Pauls to SGs to 335 and your favorite replica brands like Bernie's, Fernandez, and more, they have a wide selection of anything for any price point, any budget, just about any style of music that you play. That's something I've always loved about hard off stores. They even sell guitars there in the junk section too. Check it out, you got a Telecaster, you got different Strats, and you even have an Epiphone Les Paul here in the junk section, in addition to a few basses as well. I mean, a flame top Les Paul here in the junk section, what an incredible find. Now guys, I think that is about to wrap up my walkthrough here of this hard off at the Funabashi Interchange store. This store was definitely slept on, and I wish I would have checked it out sooner. I was super fortunate that I found 2 iPods that I have been looking for, a silver iPod Touch 5th Gen and a product red 5th Gen as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more vlogs from Japan, and until next time, I'll be out this thing. Peace.